This has 8 drivers within from KZ, and it is priced at a budget level. Not only that, it's built really well and sounds really good. This is the KZ AM16, priced at only below $100, though I'm not sure about its exact price yet. Me and my team hear a V-shaped tuning as usual from consumer IEMs, but how does this perform in terms of sound separation, layering, imaging, and overall technical performance? That we will answer in today's video. Hi, I'm Dayo with the Biboyharanero team. We've been reviewing keyboards, mice, and audio gear since 2019, so consider subscribing and always be updated with our new videos. Again, back to the KZ AM16, this has 8 drivers within in each of the IEMs, all balanced armature but with different sizes. If you look closely in the shell, you will see all the BA drivers jam-packed all together. And initially, I thought this was not a good implementation, but lots of factors have to be considered before we conclude its overall sound. Surprisingly, all of those BA drivers work really well in synergy with each other. I will not give specifics on what BA drivers handle specific frequencies because I don't have that information yet. I will go over trebles, mids, and lows in general later on. This, by the way, is offered in 2 versions, balanced version and another bass enhanced. Personally, I think that the balanced version, which we have right here, sounds already very good, though I haven't tested the bass enhanced version. Inside the box, you get the IEM, cable, and 3 pairs of silicone ear tips. The cable is the usual cable that you get with the KZ IEMs. They do the job just fine, though they eventually get stiff in time. Just go get yourself a Litz braided cable if aesthetics matter to you, or if you just want a cable that will last a longer time. This doesn't come with any carrying case, which is totally fine because KZ had to bring down the price as low as possible. Now, onto the IEM. They are bigger than average, and if you look around the driver's shell, you won't see any ventilation around it, and that is totally fine because this does not have a dynamic driver that requires ventilation. The shell is made of both metal and resin, with the resin looking like it's a hollow resin build, but that resin isn't plasticky in feel. It feels really sturdy and solid. Plus, with that metal faceplate, it adds not only to the aesthetics of the IEM, but I think it adds to the overall build quality. Looking at the faceplate, initially I thought this was an open back headset because of the metal grills. However, this is not an open back IEM, so seal and bass extension is really good on this set. Now, going over the ear tips, I didn't need the tip roll on this set as I found that the smallest pair of ear tips work very well in terms of seal. It's also very comfortable in my ear. Plus, the bass extension as delivered by these ear tips are very good. However, I do advise that you use short ear tips rather than long ones because this could bury deep in your ears. Overall, to me, I think it's just fine. I still got good seal. There weren't any pain points after hours of use, so it's all good. I think it's also worth mentioning that this set has a QDC pin, so in terms of cable replacements, you're gonna need to have one that's compatible with this pin type. I personally love QDC pins because they're generally more sturdy than regular 2-pin inputs. Anyways, there's that about its build quality. Let's jump over sound. Before we begin, it's worth mentioning that I do not look at frequency response graphs. All of my IAM reviews are based on ear. Plus, I am not treble sensitive and I am easily fatigued by bass. Or in other words, I am bass sensitive and I lean towards more of a flat tuning on all of my audio gear. Now that we have that out of the way, again, this has a V-shaped tuning that I feel is an aggressive V. Note that what we have here is already the balanced version of the AM16, but still, the bass extension and performance is very powerful. But then again, I am bass sensitive, so normal bass levels to other people is already powerful to me. Anyways, I think that the bass texture sounds really good for a BA-driven IEM, as rumbles sound deep and punches sound full. Listening to R&B tracks sound really good on this set, but I do have to note that the trebles on this set can get fatiguing to the normal ear. There are sharp sibilances that I hear around the 6000 Hz frequency range, so I do highly recommend that if you're treble sensitive and you like the best performance and you like the bass performance on this set, but you're bothered with its trebles, then use foam tips, as this changes the tuning of the IEM at a hardware level and dials down treble extension. Or if your device is capable of equalization, then turn down 6000 Hz. Now, onto mids. I love the body that it delivers as it doesn't sound recessed, where vocals sound forward and doesn't get drowned out. The same goes for footsteps in gaming, as most of the time, footsteps are found in the lower mids region, and still, footsteps were projected very well by this set. I will go over gaming audio in more detail later on. Anyways, female vocals and male vocals sound good on this set, and I have to give a kudos to KZ for the very good tuning. Listening to November Rain and Slash's guitar solo is uplifting. And as I also expected from this set, sound separation and layering was done and implemented very well. Vocals do not combat against guitar solos, and second voices also do not get overpowered by main vocals. This is all due to the very good detailed tuning of this set, which I can consider somewhat technical, but at the same time, not boring in terms of tuning. Overall sound signature would fit any mix, be it R&B, country music, rock and roll, as it has a universal V-shaped tuning. Now on to gaming. Stock tuning is okay for gaming, though I found it more reliable with my custom tuning. And in my custom tuning, I turn down the lows and highs and boost lower mids for footsteps and the upper mids for teammate callouts. And with this tuning, I really love how this set performs in terms of FPS games, as I never noticed any instances where I had bad positional audio. Basically, upon putting the IEM on and gaming, it performed at levels where I blended in to the game with total immersion. Usually, when an IEM is bad with gaming, I find issues with positional audio and layering, especially when the environment gets busy with gunshots and explosions everywhere. But with the AM16, I was able to focus really well on callouts, footsteps, and even on its stock tuning. Overall, I see this as a very good set in terms of technical performance and gaming performance as well. It is a set which I would highly recommend for all genres and most use cases, especially media consumption. Of course, I will leave links down in the description below, so access them on where to get your AM16. Let us know if you have any questions. We'll get back to you as soon as we can, as we do our very utmost best to read every comments we get. This is Daniel with the Biboyharanero team. We'll see you guys again next time.